Hello, hello. What's going on, OFP family? We are live on YouTube, and I hope we're live on Instagram. I don't know. We're trying it. Let us know if you guys are on Instagram or not. Happy Sunday. It is August 4th, 2024, and myself and Barry are here to go through our watch list for this upcoming week. Are you there, Barry?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. All right.
Okay.
So we're just going to go through our watch list. As always, I will be paying attention to the comments. So, of course, if you have questions, I'll definitely will be addressing those for you guys. At the end of the analysis, we will open up the floor to kind of look at whatever other pairs you guys want to look at, or if you have any technical analysis questions that you guys want to discuss, feel free to let us know, and we can go over that for you too. Barry, are you ready?
Yes, more than ready.
More than ready. You were born ready. All right.
Yes, I was. Right. So, first of all, with Euro New Zealand, I think that was on Wednesday. We entered a trade. We're still in it. And yeah, it broke to the upside here for that small position that we had. And it like hit the stop loss real quick on that one. It slightly came down, then it came all the way up. But now we're going in for the longer term movement. So yeah, we shall see what happens. Because I think that was on Friday. We just had a lot of strong up candles. Maybe in this coming week, we might just in reverse from this level, coming all the way down, probably making new low. So that's what I'm seeing on Euro New Zealand. But let's go to Euro Dollar. Euro Dollar, which is usually our first pair that we analyze. So with Euro Dollar, we had our entry somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken, and then the market kept on moving down. Then when NFP came out, it went all the way out, stopped us out for 1%. That's totally fine. It happens. But we will be looking for another re-entry if we see some push to the downside or some lower lows. And yeah, just like we have seen on gold. Let me quickly go to gold. Gold has done something really surprising. It dipped on Friday, right back to where the entry point was. So we may see that also in USD this coming week. But yeah, we broke here, which was our first confirmation. Second confirmation was this resistance. And I told everybody, I think that was on Wednesday, that this is a good confirmation that we may be going to the upside. And yeah, we did indeed come to the upside. We touched this neckline here. Making a new high, was that what I was expecting? NFP came, pushed us slightly down, came back to this resistance level, which I believe will now become support. We may actually start to push all the way up to make a new high. So that's what I am seeing for the following week with gold. Apart from that, nothing else to do, unless we may probably break the low B here. Then we can start to look maybe for some downside movement. But obviously, trades to the downside will be somewhere around the level of 2368. But as of now, we still look strong to the upside, looking for buys. And that is it. We're looking to make a new high. That's all I'm looking to see on gold. Let's move also to USD Mexican. With USD Mexican, we've been pushing all the way up to the upside really strongly. I said once we break here, if we could probably breach this support over there, then we might possibly be seeing some downside move, but that didn't happen. The market kept on moving all the way up, especially with like NFP, and we seem to be reaching previous resistance levels. We may actually make new highs beyond these levels of 1927, even 1930. Yeah, it looks like we are aiming to even go up to 1992, but we're yet to see. The only way this market will be a confirmed downtrend is if we start making lower lows as usual. But yeah, would have to break this level of 1841 before we actually see that. But I'm hoping for the coming week we'll actually dip all the way down here before making a new high. So you can watch the levels of 1887 as areas that we may actually come down to. So this area is where we may actually come down to, which may be resistance. Yeah, just somewhere around here on US dollar Mexican. So let's quickly move forward to US dollar yen. US dollar yen has been in a free fall for days upon days. Doesn't want to go up. I don't know why. Yeah, we just seem to be like taking out every single support level. Currently, we are not on another major support level here. We may be reversing from it. If not, then we may even be going as far as 140, like probably even before, like in the next 2 months we may reach 140. But I'm optimistic that we may still have some upside movement, so I'm still optimistic with that. So at the moment we can still look for this trend line basically to be broken. So we can draw up a trend line right here. It's a very steep one, but yes, if we have a trend line break above here, maybe above 14800, we'll need to reach the resistance of 151, and that's actually far. So what I'm actually seeing for next week is maybe we come, of course, back to 148, then we'll make a new low. Then from there, that's when things may actually look more realistic for us to go to the upside. But as of now, we do nothing. If you want to jump into this trend, it's actually a good trend. There's nothing wrong with it. You can jump on it and see how far it takes you. And then you just make sure your stop losses are really tight so that you're not stopped out for no apparent reason, like what we did on Euro, New Zealand, and also Aussie Swiss. We need to always make sure our stop loss are tight. So you need to go one time frame, actually a few time frames below, like the 15-minute chart. Then look for where you can put your stop loss. Like for example, here we already have we're already making a new low. So I'd say rather our stop loss may go above 148,300. That could be a good level to put a stop loss. Then we can continue with a downside movement. And if we make a new low, we may even actually push it closer here to reduce the risk. But overall, I'm just looking for buys only on US dollar yen. So my bias is a bias to the upside because I see more upside potential than downside potential in the future. And then another pair we can look at is CAD Swiss. Let's switch back to the 4-hour. CAD Swiss has also been going for free falls. We may actually be going to old levels. Let's actually put this on a weekly chart. We might be going to super old levels. Yeah, which is right here. This was, I think, which year was this? Yeah, we are actually touching this wick over here. Which year was this? This was like 2015. Yes, 2015. This was actually when the Swiss franc depegged from the euro. Yeah, this was the time when this happened. So it's literally covered up this wick and coming to the downside. So we may actually make a new low. Then for the past few years, from 2015 to date, it seems we've been been in a consolidation and a push to the downside. Then we started moving all the way up. Then we continued the downtrend to the downside. So that's what it seems may actually happen. Because if we look here, this week was taken out, so we may actually see a further push down way beyond this week of 2015. So we may actually see more downside movement on CAD Swiss than we anticipate, probably in the coming months. But let's not jump the gun so quickly to thinking about the coming months. So as of now, This is very much a strong downside movement. We may actually have some potential upside this coming week, like something like this, or a short consolidation like this. But I'm hoping for a very strong pullback of probably 25%. So if we're talking about 25%, we're looking for a part where all these candles were actually red all the way. So that's probably here. So if we're looking for 25%, 25% pullback would probably be 6 to 300 around this area. We can actually see a pullback. And if we just continue going to the upside, then most probably we'll need to breach this trend line. This trend line is still holding. So if we breach it probably above 6,300, then yeah, we might definitely see more upside movement and then maybe make new highs before actually coming to the downside for the further months. Okay, pound yen. Pound yen is the same scenario with US dollar yen. Okay, so pound yen. Yeah, same scenario. It's a bit steep, but if we do get some upside movement, we may actually get in for a shorter term. But for me to actually see, okay, like pound yen is doing the most, we would have to breach this resistance of 199, which is a bit far from where we are at 197. So we can actually be seeing more downside movement than expected. Yes, so this is basically all the analysis all in 10 minutes because there's nothing much happened in the markets. Like it's like a trend has been set since the beginning of July on a lot of pairs. So ever since last month, it's like we are in a trend which we are gonna continue with, maybe for 2, 3 months, or the trend may actually be coming to an end for this August. But overall, that is the analysis. Not much to do. Already gold, we are looking to make a new high. So that will be something which should have more potential for this coming week. Any questions or pairs you'd like us to look at? Any pairs or questions that you'd like? Trade like a pro. Thank you. Yes, indeed. We try and do our best on to see where the market may be heading and give our traders some pointers. Yeah. So any questions or pairs you'd like us to look at? Oh, I actually forgot. NAS 100. Everybody always talks about NAS 100. So let's go into that. So NAS 100, we actually had a potential upside movement, which we broke, but we didn't actually break this resistance. So we started coming all the way down. So we seem to be close to a level of support, which is here. So as of now with NASDAQ, this trend line will move like so. We put it like that, and then like this. Yeah, so two things. I think if we just break this trend line, then we may actually see some upside movement. But this is an ideal time to probably buy because we have really dipped to the downside strongly on NAS 100. And I believe this is a moment that you can actually be pushing on those buys to the upside and maybe looking to make a new high before the end of the year. Most probably we might just consolidate. I don't know. But we have literally, we are in August, September, October, November, December. We have like 4 months till the end of the year. So upside movement may be slightly limited. We may actually make a new high even probably by November, then start to see a retracement to the downside. So this would be an ideal time to actually load on those buys and just try and aim to make a new high on NAS 100. But as a trader, overall, we'll just wait for this trend line to be broken, and then this resistance also broken. Then we can look to maximize the upside movement. Right. So, any questions, pairs? How about you, Reah? Any questions or pairs you'd like us to look at? If you're talking, Reah, I can't hear you. So,
My bad. I forgot I have to be on the stage to talk. So,
yeah.
but I was gonna say not really. Besides my usual pairs, like Aussie, Swiss franc.
Mm-hmm.
I traded Euro Kiwi last week and caught that bearish move before it took off, which was beautiful.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
We do. Hold
Okay.
on.
Someone is asking about Bitcoin. Do we have Bitcoin here? Let's see. Oh yeah, we do. We do. We'll actually look at that. Do not worry. All right. So, right on Aussie Swissy, we have this trend line here. Very steep, but very possible to break. Let's see. Do we have any previous support levels? Let's check on the weekly. I'm not sure if it's the same scenario as CADCHF. Slightly the same, slightly the same. So, which year was this? This was 2020. The 2015 low was already breached to the downside. And then this is like the 2020 low. So I think we are actually aiming for the downside of 53400, which is actually very possible. Yes, 53400 is very possible to reach within this month or next month. So if I was you or anyone else, I would load on those sells. Just quickly jump on the lower time frames and look for sells to the downside, and probably put your stop loss on this previous high of 56200. This would be an ideal place to put your stop loss, just right above here. And then look for some downside potential, which is at 5.3. So this would be, I think it would be a 10 to 1 as well, or even a 20 to 1. Let's see. Let's put a pending order. Let's see, create new order. So this would be a sell on a market order. Yeah, even though it cannot be placed, so stop loss would be at 5.6200. So that would mean you'll be losing like $400 on the one lot. Then 5.3500. That's $2,700. I know everyone's not able to see this order window, but the stop loss is showing $400 with the one lot. Then the potential profit would be 2,700 on this trade if you'd have to take this kind of risk. And that would mean where you would be aiming for a 6 to 1, which isn't so bad. A 6 to 1 wouldn't be so bad on this trade. Risking $400 to make 2,700 wouldn't be so bad. So this is a potential trade that can actually happen. I may actually enter it as usual, and then we see where that will take us for the week. So let's quickly look at Bitcoin here. Yeah, the market is actually moving here. So let's look at the 4-hour. So already we have the market moving to the downside here. Levels of support seem to be around 5.6, 5.6, 5.4, and lastly 5.3. So 5-6 seems to be an area that we may be touching real soon. This pin bar not actually might not actually hold. So this is a level we are looking to come down to according to how I'm seeing things. Then for upside movement, we can still enter if we do breach one of these criterias. So I wouldn't say, yeah, probably here. So if we do breach this trend line and close right above, would have to breach also this resistance here to actually say this is a confirmed upside buy. So a confirmation above 6,200 on Bitcoin would confirm that we are still continuing upside movement, and then 70,000 will be an area to target as probably a high. Yeah, breaching the previous high. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. But right now, I still see some downside movement to 5,600 or 56,000 rather, not 5,600. That's 5,600. My bad. So 56,000 is what we're seeing on Bitcoin. Probably is coming week. Then we can probably bounce at 56,000. Then maybe if we do have a push to the downside here, we may create an area where we can put our trend line. Then if we breach that, the level of 61,000 may be a resistance that we may want to breach before actually confirming some upside movement. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin this coming week. Any other pairs or questions? Okay, we have people asking for more pairs. Right. As for S&P 500, okay, so it's S&P 500. We have New Zealand dollar and New Zealand CAD. Okay, let's start with S&P 500 then. Okay, so seems today everybody really wants every single pair to be looked at. Okay, so with S&P 500, okay, we seem to be at support here. Right there. We are already bouncing off of the support level. Yeah, so ideally, I would say this one is a tricky one because the way S&P 500 actually moves is very, very choppy. It's like it's not really figured out where it wants to go. But overall, I still think we're going to continue to make further downside move on S&P 500 because this move to the downside looks very, very steep. We may actually make some higher highs here. Then I think we'll actually reverse from here. Like support turns into resistance. So this looks like an area we could come to, then reverse, then make a new low. Then we'll definitely be aiming to make a new low beyond 52,000 right here. So this would be an ideal area to actually bounce from. Then the trend lines may actually start to make more sense rather than a trend line looking like a horizontal line. This literally looks like a horizontal line. But hey, the market can do anything. It can push to the upside real strongly and even take out this resistance and then make a new high. That's indeed possible. But a proper flow of the market would be that we probably make a high on this coming week and reach this support, making resistance. And then we push to the downside, make a new low, then continue with that low to 5,200. Then from 5,200, that's when we can bounce off this level, then start to make higher highs and higher lows, then probably make a new high overall to top up the year. So that's what I'm seeing with S&P 500. Next pair is NZD dollar or Kiwi dollar. So with Kiwi dollar, I think this is already a confirmation that we are going to the upside. like if we just draw, we don't even need to look at previous support. So if we draw this trend line from here to here, we seem to have already breached it, but I think the trend line would better be suited here since we made a new low. And then we put this over here. Yeah, it actually suits here because then the candles will start overlapping with the trend line. So we made a breach here, then we broke also this resistance, which confirmed a solid upside movement, and we're still going up. Right here, it just seems like we'll be in a consolidation for a while before making some a good ideal target would be this resistance level over here. Yeah, that's where I see the market actually coming to as a more realistic target. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Can everyone still hear me? It seems like we lost connection there for a bit.
I hear you. You're fine.
Okay, great. Okay, so where was I again? Oh, we're back on New Zealand dollar. And the 4 hour, it actually reloaded back to Aussie. Okay, so what I was saying was like the trend line was already broken here on Aussie dollar, which was there. We broke resistance, and a high that we seem to be aiming for is around 6,100. Yeah, that seems like a high that could be a good target. So we may actually just be in a consolidation for the week. It looks like we're already in the first stages of a consolidation. There may be a break above to the upside, may push us up to 6,100 as a good target. Then last but not least is New Zealand CAD. Could be in the same scenario. Yeah, same scenario as New Zealand dollar. So this one even seems more defined because this trend line is actually perfect. Broke the trend line. Resistance was also broken. First target would be here, or maybe in the final target, then we can be seeing some downside movement. But the target would have been ideal around 83200. And if we're looking to push this even higher, would be looking for June highs, which are here, all the way up here. But I'm actually seeing us reaching 683,200, then maybe seeing some downside movement to probably make a new low. All right. Any other questions, pairs? Or I think this is where we conclude because we are now at the 30-minute mark.
Are we ready to shut it down? Are we ready?
All right. Yeah. I think we have already done enough talking. Yeah. We have covered enough pairs for this evening. I think we have done more than 10 at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
problem.
Right.
Well, all right, everybody. I guess that means we are going to shut it down for this evening. We do want to remind you that we do have a promotion going on right now for our 100K accounts. For our 100K account with a 4% daily drawdown and 80% profit split, you can get 30% off. So there is a discount code for that. It is scrolling across the screen if you don't see it, but in case you don't see it, it's 100K for DD. So you want to make sure you go ahead and you take advantage of this promotion while we have it going on. I think it's going until the 11th. So you got a few days to go ahead and get you a new account. Other than that, those are my words, Barry. That's all I want.
Okay.
Get you some funding so you can make some money in these markets.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so yeah, you all still have a few more days. 11th, correct, Reah?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for joining us this today, evening, morning, afternoon. And we hope you crush it in the market this coming week and found this analysis insightful. Yeah.
Yes, and please make.
Any,
Oh, I'm sorry, Barry.
yeah, I wanted to ask if there are any closing comments from you because I think I'm done here.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't forget to, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do subscribe and hit the notification bell so that when we do go live or when we upload something, you are notified right away. But other than that, we are going to wrap this up and we will see you guys on Wednesday with our next analysis. See you next time, guys.